Ernest Burkhart, played by Leonardo Dicaprio, returns from World War I to his rancher Uncle William King Hale, played by Robert De Niro, who lives on the Osage Reservation with Ernest's brother Byron. Hale pretends to be a benevolent benefactor of the Osage people, speaking their language and bestowing gifts on them. However, he is secretly plotting to slaughter them and seize their fortune. To facilitate his scheme, he instructs Ernest to pay special attention to Molly Kyle, played by Lily Gladstone, an Osage whose family owns much of the oil land headright. They eventually fall in love and marry in a ceremony that combines Catholic and Osage religious symbolism. Hale informs Ernest that when more of Molly's family dies, he will get a larger percentage of the headright. He has already ordered the deaths of numerous affluent Osage, and he plans to continue by poisoning Molly's sister Minnie and shooting her other sister Anna. Molly's mother, Lizzie Q, who is also being poisoned, blames the white residents of the reservation, as does an Osage council, which urges tribe members to strike back. A representative of the Osage Nation attempting to influence Congress to help them is assassinated in Washington, D.C., and a private detective hired by Molly is battered and chased away from the reservation by a band of thugs. Despite her declining health due to diabetes, Molly resolves to travel to Washington and implore President Calvin Coolidge for assistance. The Bureau of Investigation dispatches Agent Tom White and his team to investigate. Based on a true story from a book of the same title, authored by David Graham, this epic, well-crafted movie has to be Martin Scorsese's best movie since The Departed. The movie didn't waste time revving its engine. It just took off. After showing us the Osage elders burying a ceremonial pipe, lamenting their descendants' absorption into white American society, several members wandered through the badlands of their reservation and found oil. We see the tribe become enormously wealthy after the exploitation of the oil from their land. Then we're introduced to the killings. The characteristic moments of the main characters upon their arrival on the screen were a demonstration of mastery of the craft. Ernest Burkhart, the wide-eyed, submissive war veteran whose values mostly revolved around big women, believed the lie that his Uncle Hale was a man who should be obeyed. Hale himself, who valued money and power, believed the lie that as a white American, the control of the oil should belong to him by right. Molly, who valued religion, tradition, and family, believed the lie that love could exist among the so-called white interlopers. It's rare for movies today to get so much out of their characteristic moments. This was refreshing. The inciting incident of Ernest meeting Molly and them getting acquainted was the main through line of this compelling story. It occurred at the right time, and with all that unfolded after, we were afraid that the movie's 3-hour timeline would stray away from it too far, letting it get lost behind the gruesome murders and eventual investigation. But it didn't. The writing was fantastic in that way. Ernest and Molly loved each other and wanted to be together. However, Ernest's unconscious need for strength and intelligence surely made it difficult for him to be the man Molly needed, especially during the Reign of Terror, which befell her, her family, and her people. He was daft and weak. It was easy for his Uncle Hale, who coerced Ernest to refer to him as King, to control him, making him go against all that he valued. There was too much at stake antagonistically for Ernest to resort to betrayal, not just against his family, but against himself. In his book story, Robert McKee referred to this antagonist force as the negation of the negation. Simply put, it is worse than being at the negative level of whatever value is at stake. In this case, it was loyalty, among other things. If betrayal is negative to loyalty, then self-betrayal is even worse. We were watching great craftsmanship at work, and it was distressing to see. The movie was populated with great performances. There's a high probability chance that Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro will hear their names called on Oscar nomination morning, this coming January 2024. Lily Gladstone will most likely get that early morning call as well. The directing was superb. There wasn't an uninteresting shot in the bunch. There was great composition in almost every frame, and the cinematography only took it to the next level. The production design and costumes transported us back to 1920s America. There were minor flaws. The most notable was the long scene with the Osage Council discussing the murders and telling their people to fight back. It felt improvised. Nonetheless, this movie is a must-see and we highly recommend it. giving it an 8.5 out of 10. Easily one of the best films of the year. Do you agree with our take on this movie? Leave a comment, whether you agree or not. Maybe we can have a friendly debate. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. And if you want to see our future film reviews and essays, click the subscribe button and the notification bell for new videos. That's it for this episode. Next episode, we'll be back with reviews of more movies, including Five Nights at Freddy's, where on his first night working, a troubled security guard realizes that the night shift won't be so easy to get through, unveiling what actually happened at Freddy's. That's the next episode, and until then, we're signing out.